Welcome to another Pike and Shot battle. This one will be a paired match against Awesome 4. I have the Polish 1618 against Swedish 1622. So this is the Swedish army before the 30 Years' War, or at least before Swedish involvement in the 30 Years' War. So it's got salvo foot, but it's not all superior. It's got horse, but no veteran horse. It's got Hakapelita, just one unit. It also has cuirassiers and arquebusiers, so more vulnerable cavalry. So we have infantry that has good firepower but will not stand up to cavalry in the open, and it will not stand up to the charge of the Swedish salvo foot. But if we play our cards right, they won't have to. So above average musket swordsmen, really good troops. We also got one pike and shot. I did not bring a later tercio. 70 points for, well, for one thing, they can't be flank attacked, but who cares? Our cavalry should control a field. And they have 1,000 men, so combat strength modifier, but if they frag on impact and salvo foot, that doesn't do us any good anyway. So, instead, we got more fire support in the form of dragoons and light guns, a swarm of light cavalry, 5 hussars with carbine and pistol, 2 tatters with bow and sword. So 7 units. For non-light cavalry, we have some Western-style arquebusiers. They're trash, but they're cheap. Even cheaper and even trashier are the Hussars Cossacks. These are basically just like the arquebusiers, except they're completely unarmored instead of some men armored. Armored Cossacks are a superior armored carbine pistol. Good troops, not very impressive impact, but their firepower is surprisingly good due to their quality. And last, but of course not least, 4 units of the Polish Winged Hussars. Highly superior, impact mounted. Really phenomenal cavalry. Even they will break steady infantry head on, but any opposing cavalry in the open they should be able to crush. So basically, we will have our Heiducks hiding on hills or rough ground, and we will send out the light horse on both flanks and take it from there. Change my mind a bit. I'm going to, well, drop the arquebusiers, grab these hussars back, and I have medium guns as well. So this is a very light and squishy army, so we're going to have to play defensive while the lights get to work. But if we camp out with Heiducks here and either here or here, with artillery up here and light horse in the open on both wings, I think we should have a decent chance to control the flow of the battle. Okay, so Heiducks here and some infantry here, guns to move here, light horse to swarm out on both wings, hussars to follow. We've got shooty horse in the center to support the firepower of our foot. They can slow the advance of the salvo foot, giving the Heiducks and artillery more time to fire. Next turn. Okay, we will be withdrawing this cavalry, at least the non-light cavalry, while our right tries to sweep around. They can sit there a little longer. Good enough. Next turn. Might need to ditch this hill and pull back to this hill to give the light cavalry more time. Yeah, you to that forest. And then you turn around, stay there. Maybe you stay in the rough with this unit. Have some kind of presence on that side of the map. Alright. Next turn. I need to peel them off then. Great, and just one unit of range cavalry there so we can threaten harassment. Okay. Next turn. These units don't even have to engage at all. All they have to do is distract at least 4 units. Okay, winged hussars can wait. I almost said wait in the wings, but I will refrain from that atrocity. Okay. Next turn. All right, turn the hell around. Maybe we can threaten to meet up with those. Good. Do I move up to fire? Is that dumb? Eh. Worth it. Next turn. Ooh. Oops. Well, who should we target? Veteran Swedish salvo foot. Yes. Add a cohesion check. They pass. Turn and work your way around. Arquebusiers. Cover the Hydix from an assault. Now you could charge our guns, but then we can countercharge with our horse. And away. It's not all gloomy, though. Well, hopefully when they get closer, that'll get more impressive. Next turn. Kind of afraid of where our light horse are going to pursue after this. Oh, that could have been worse. Well, if he charges, we might manage to bounce off. We didn't. It's too bad. Guns are gone. Could be worse. These cavalry will need to peel off now. They're standing despite heavy losses. I wonder, can we force a drop on that unit? It's not likely. They're veterans, and even if we do, what are we gonna do with it? I think it's time to exit the area. Stuck in pursuit mode. Okay. Well. And they hold. Downhill. It's fine. Work towards that auto brake. Another 130-ish and they're gone. Not terrible. If we go here. Nice. Maybe we'll turn these back around if they're disrupted. Well, move to support. Same with you. Get behind them. Hang back, that's a bit scary. We have some decent disruption markers, but he has so many units here. Next turn. Yep. And we'll evade there, right? Oh. Oh. Alright, we're gonna have to light him up and hope for a drop. trying to avoid the winged hussars. Good. Alright, turn around, shuffle out of musket shot, or at least out of close musket shot. Good. Keep applying some pressure on that unit. Zone in that unit so it's no longer a threat. Is that rough ground? It is, so we could move here, then here, then fire. That protects us from a charge, I think. And fire. And fire, and they're close to auto break. Try for the disrupt. Nope. Last volley. The left is going to go then, unless we get really lucky with breaks here. Okay. So you can either, let's confront this horse head on, ride there. Good. And horse and arquebusiers. Why don't we zip past for now? Yeah. So our hopes really lie in breaking up this part of his army before this collapses. And eventually we're going to get shot up here. Next turn. Good. Oh, that's too bad. Yeah. Don't really care about that. Wow, you just tanked that impact and it didn't matter. Bounce it. We got the rough ground. Good. We did not disrupt on contact with salvo, and if we hold here, then we can set up a drop. And if, again, we hold, then our swordsmen should cut them up, since they are disrupted. Break. Everybody holds firm, that's a shame. Alright, we can, if we go here, then we can hit the flank from this square. Pursue that way, which is an improvement. Get out of there. Let's see. Work on these arquebusiers. And then if they turn to charge, then we'll countercharge the lights. You, yep, that's fine, because now we can hold smash. No, surprisingly. Yeah, just get out of there. Impact mounted, 100. So the Pike still get their POA. But because they are unsteady, we get our impact mounted POA instead of just our troop quality of a 62, highly superior. If they were fragmented, we would not only get impact mounted, they would not get their Pike. The other thing is that, again, because they are unsteady, we get our pistol melee. If they were steady, we wouldn't get that 100 POA. If they were fragged, they wouldn't get their Pike POA. Armor advantage is only 3, because they are partially armored, and 2/3 of our armor advantage is cancelled out. 60% of our armor advantage is cancelled out by the proportion of the enemy unit that is musketeers. Too bad, but at least it stops them from shooting. What can we do here? Fire. They all hold firm. Typical. Well, fire. Disrupted. Good. Fire. Fire. And it's not worth the charge, just keep shooting. That's a bit dreadful. Okay. Go here. Next turn, if everybody's still alive, we can drop the crosshairs. Might be coming together. We've got a bit of a kind of a surround going on. I'm afraid we're going to pursue. When these guys break, we might stand our ground, which would be great. But if we pursue, this unit will be dead from a charge. Getting that well played. Let's see what happens though. Disrupt and fall back. Okay. Hold. And hold. We did. Oh, damn. Do we pursue? Don't pursue. Stay where you are. Stay where you are. Oh, shit. Well, that's not so awful. Alright, light him up. And we bounce. Can either stay in fire, or we could try to zone out this cavalry to save this poor unit. I think I'm inclined to just accept their noble sacrifice and move on with things here. So instead, they hold firm. Fragged, then charge. They hold. Okay. route. Perfect. Make sure this unit breaks, but actually make sure they break. Still might get flanked. Go ahead and pin that unit into a melee for a turn. Smash, please. So, how we looking? This could be good. If we break this unit, it could lead to panic. Otherwise, we will keep, well, that unit's doomed. Cavalry against medium foot with no pike. But otherwise, this unit's still well positioned to pour on the fire. We might get overrun by the veteran salvo foot crushing through one of our units here. But even if that happens, I think we can contain the damage. So, it's overall situation. There's a sort of ridiculous, what is it, shift 3? Yeah. The game's graphics were not meant for this, but you could theoretically take the cinematic approach here. There we go. And we reach the end. The break. They hold firm. Well, it's worth it. Nice. Oh, he dodged the charge. Alright, so that was, I think, pretty textbook how to use a Polish army against a heavier army. It helped that we had the perfect terrain for it, of course. It's kind of nice, flat, open country. Light cavalry can sweep in behind and either threaten to shoot up the enemy cavalry to disruption while they close in, or distract them and still not get caught out in most cases. The winged hussars can't take on steady foot head on, but they can take on anything else. So they lurk behind the lights, and then when something is disrupted, or when some not very good cavalry blunders into range, you can unleash their charge. The Hajduk are medium foot. They will drop cohesion more readily in open terrain. They're vulnerable to cavalry, but Polish armies have the luxury of not worrying that much about bringing pikes because the Polish cavalry should keep control of the field. And at no point did enemy cavalry manage to make contact with the Hajduks. It helped that we had rough ground to hide in. Another effect of the rough ground, it slightly disorders mixed pike and shot units. That's a 7% overall malice. More importantly, it moderately, well, the slight disorder is really the no disorder of the musketeers and moderate disorder of the pikemen. So the swordsman POA of the Hajduks is unlocked to the proportion of pikemen. So for these salvo units, it is 40% pikes. So we get 40 swordsman POA. So if these veterans charge us, they're 200 salvo. So the salvos, all the musketeers bunch together and blast away in 1 or 2 giant volleys before the whole battalion closes in with pike, musket butt, and sword. If we hold cohesion on that, which even the rough is difficult, but if we do, then we would actually be fairly even. Armor is cancelled out by the muskets. These are veterans, they're superior, plus 50. We would get swordsmen, plus 40, and then above average, plus 12, so 52 to 50. Not bad. And the Hajduks are much cheaper. So, like I said, they need the terrain, but they get that base of fire. They force the enemy to attack with the superior number of light horse, and there you have it. A tough situation for the Swedes to be in. As usual, this was closer than the score reveals. I mean, if Awesome 4 had been in slightly better shape as he crushed into contact here, if you'd rolled this up, maybe things would have been different. So, good game. Till next time.